Namaste, God's goddesses and the mercenaries of light. This is Dr. Shreya Tayen. If you are new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. You have to lose your man in order to keep your man is the title of this video. And I know that this is going to be a triggering video for some. And I make no apologies. I am here to teach, and I'm very tactful but assertive, and I say what needs to be said because I'm here to help the Twin Flame Collective overall, not just the Divine Feminines, but the whole collective, okay? And the collective is not just Divine Femme and Divine Masculine. The collective is all of us, soulmates, star seeds, light workers, healers, psychics, intuitives, and so forth and so on, okay? For those of you that are new to spirituality and spiritual work. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I first started dating my current husband, I didn't chase him. I was really honestly the only woman that didn't chase his ass. And I really believe in being in a hypergamous or being in a hypergamy relationship where the man is the one that's supposed to lead. The man is the one that's supposed to have the higher class or the higher finances. And the man is supposed to protect and lead the woman. This is patriarchal, yes, but I feel that when we did the gender role swapping, my sustenance and my value was depleted because when I was carrying the weight and I was the one that was pulling all of the weight for my husband and myself financially, I felt like that was taken for granted because of what he did to me just only a year and a half later after being here in America, after coming from Africa. I feel like women that do not stand in their power end up being on the receiving end of heartache and heartbreak. And I want to, and the reason why I did this video, it took me a matter of 2 days to decide if I was going to come public and do this video and speak my truth and speak up for women that do not have a voice, or women that do have a voice, but they don't have this type of platform to speak on in order to be able to share their experience with the world. And so since I have that opportunity, I am going to do just that because maybe I can help a sister, or maybe I can even help a brother in some of the relationship dynamics that they may be struggling in certain areas in. And so with that being said, I'm not going to do a reading. So if you're interested in the subject, stay tuned and stay with me. And if not, peace out. Thank you for chiming in. But I'm telling you, those that stay, it's going to be worth your while. All right. So the reason why we have so many side chicks and mistresses and, third-party relationships, it's not because of the karmic having more power or control over the divine masculine or the soulmate or the other man or woman. It is because we didn't do our part. And when I say we didn't do our part, anytime someone puts you in a downgrade mode, okay, and they're no longer seeing your worth and you entertain that, that is the moment that you devalue your own worth. And so therefore, that person disrespects you because they feel that you no longer have value. Because if you don't value yourself, you can't expect for another person to do the same. And so I did a video earlier today, And I'm making this behind it because I feel that there were some things that I needed to emphasize that I couldn't do in a public place. And I just wasn't in the mood. I'm a moods person. And so what flows from me freely comes out. But I felt restricted in that area. The energy wasn't good enough for me to be able to really vibe with you and to go into greater lengths and detail about this subject matter. Anytime someone puts you in a third party relationship with someone else and you are not okay with that, because there's some of us that are, but I'm not. I'm one of those people that believe in monogamy. I believe in, God bringing Eve to Adam, whether Eve was his second wife or not. It doesn't matter. It was a monogamous relationship. And the way that Adam viewed Eve, he said, at last, bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. He valued her. And Eve had become at that very moment the most beautiful woman in the world, because literally, in every sense of the word, she was. Because it was only two of them. If a man cannot look at you as being the most beautiful woman in the world and the only woman in the world for him, in his world, then that man is no longer worthy of you. And so you shouldn't have to kick, scream, plead, beg, and try to coerce and convince a man of your worth, because the moment that you do that, you definitely downgrade yourself. And you no longer have value to that man, because you're just like any other woman for most of these men that are used to being chased after. I'm going to give you an example of Eldris Alba, or Idris Alba, however you want to say it, depending on which side of the coin you want to flip, okay? Idris Alba married Sabrina. And the reason why Sabrina bagged him or got a chance to marry this man is because she didn't chase him. You see, we as women, we have a lot of insecurities and problems with our confidence. And we also, for some of us that have daddy issues, I'm one of them. I used to have daddy issues. I don't have those anymore. We lack self-esteem, because when things don't go right, the number one thing we start doing in our brain, oh, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Because I remember asking my twin that when, we were on the outs, okay? And I still don't look, okay, I'll get to that a little bit later about the separation. I don't look at us as being separated anymore. And I'll get into the reason why, even though we are not in physical 3D union. I'll tell you why I don't look at us as being separated here in a minute. I don't want to jump all over the place, but I begged him. I would write him. I would try to convince him. I would leave him messages after messages, and I would call him. We need to talk. And I've never done that before in any of my relationships. I never chased a man. They chased me. That's the way it's supposed to. It's in a man's biology and his genetic makeup, women, to chase you, because that is the masculinity. That is the alpha male. That is what men are supposed to do, quote unquote. It is not in a woman's biology to court or to chase a man. It's in a man's genetic makeup to come after the woman. Men are naturally hunters by nature. And so if you want to play the game, you have to be the catch. You have to be the prize, you see. And being the prize is not necessarily just knowing one's worth, okay? Being the prize is to know how valuable you are. And when you are no longer getting the seat at his table, to walk away. That's what you do. Women, this is where we fail, okay? We fail when they are no longer giving us reciprocity, when they are no longer giving us this even exchange, because that's what relationships are. They are an inner we are interconnected, and they are a interchange or exchange of energy. When you're no longer receiving that energy back, that's when you walk away. That's when you go. Because when you still sit there, that's when you get dejected. That's when you get disrespected. And that is when you get objectified. And you can no longer blame divine masculine or soulmate or karmic. No. You have to take sole responsibility of what you allow. You have to teach people how to treat you, or else they will walk all over you. Okay? The moment that a dog senses fear, that is when they go in for the attack. Men are the same way. The moment that they feel that you are insecure about yourself and that you feel that you can't get another man, that is when they will just walk all over you. And that's when they'll bite. And then you'll be in that state of shock of not even knowing who in the hell you are. Who is this man? This is not the man I married. This is not the man that I was dating. And you know what? It is who they were all along. But remember, you are the one that asked for it because you lowered your standards and you did not respect yourself, so they disrespected you too. When you respect yourself, they'll respect you. When you love you, they will love you. I get so many people to come to me and say, Dr. Tyann, what can I do to make my husband or my man love me? And you know what I always tell them? And they think that this is the meanest, coldest shit ever, but it's the truth. Walk away. Leave them. If you want to get a man's attention, leave them. They're going to either do one or two things. One, they're going to wisen up. They're going to get out of their head and their ego, and they are going to come after you if they really love you. If a man doesn't love you, he's not going to chase you. He's not going to care. Just because a man is not answering your phone, picking up your line, doesn't mean he don't care now. Okay? It contrary to belief, feelings are sometimes mutual and sometimes they're not. But in most cases, I would say if you are, and I'm speaking only for the twin flames in your dynamic, if you are a true twin flame, your divine counterpart, feelings for you are mutual. You have the same energy. You're the same soul. Duh. Okay? Don't let nobody else tell you anything different. Because if you don't have the same mutual feelings as your twin, then you're not twins. They may not even know that they feel the way that they feel about you the same way as you feel about them. Because remember, this is not a 3D relationship. We always like to romanticize things, don't we? This is a spiritual relationship, which is multidimensional, which means there are many layers to your twin than what meets the eye. Okay? You can't see with your naked eye the 5D. You have to feel that. It's a frequency. Okay? Being on that dimension, being that high level, So your twin, chances are, they feel the same way that you feel, but they're unconscious of it. And so that changes the dynamic. But there is one universal rule. Whether you are a twin flame, a soulmate, or whatever mate, when someone is no longer showing you that they value you, and they're no longer putting you first, and they're no longer putting you on that pedestal, walk away. Don't stay. Why are you staying for breadcrumbs when you deserve a whole loaf of fresh bread? Why are you sitting on the sidelines so you can see how well that they're treating Mrs. Karmic? Your best revenge, like Beyonce said, best revenge is her paper. Okay, that's what it was for her. But your best revenge is to level up. That's what your best revenge is. Go find you somebody. You loved everything that Divine Masculine did. Go find you somebody that's going to do that shit and do it better. And I'm only saying this to you like this because you need to hear it like this. Somebody's going to hear me today. Okay? Because you, the person that I am speaking to, you have been crying over this situation. You have been trying to manifest this relationship for so long that you can't even barely identify who you are now because you have centered your life and your world around Divine Masculine. Or you have centered your world around Divine Feminine. And Divine Feminine is out here having fun. Divine Masculine is out here having fun, living the life. While you sitting up there wondering when your ship gonna come in. No, it don't work like that. Live your life. The twin flame dynamic is about self-mastery and it's about self-love. Yes, it's about unconditional love too, being able to be willingly to forgive, because we're all here learning our lessons, okay? Yes, it's true, but just because you forgiving someone doesn't mean that you continue to keep forgiving stuff that they're not even sorry for. They keep doing things over and over and over again to hurt you, and you're like, oh, it's okay. You're my twin flame. I'll go ahead and I'll forgive it because you're 20. No, you guys, this is a thing called life. This is a game, and this is how you play it. When someone is not appreciating your worth, you show them your worth by walking away. You can choose to be by yourself, or you can choose to get in a higher level soulmate relationship with someone who already knows your worth and you don't even have to plead or beg or scream. Going back to Idris Elba is an alpha male. He can have any female that he wants. He has women that are throwing twat at him all day long. But Sabrina is confident within herself. And they asked him, what is one thing about her that scares you? And he said, because she walks away when I argue with her. Ladies, it will scare a man that really loves you, a man that is worth his salt, a masculine man that really cares about you when you walk away, because then they will think that you don't love them. And if they really love you, they care whether you love them or not. Only a man that is an effeminate man would not care. And I will tell you this. An effeminate man and a masculine man are two different kind of men. An effeminate man will want you to be his mother and to raise him and to coddle him like a baby and to fight his battles for him. A masculine man, the real divine masculine man, will fight your battles. The reason why I am no longer in contact with my twin right now is because my twin is an effeminate man. He's not a masculine. I can't even call him a masculine. Seriously, I fought our battles. When he walked away, I was the one that was standing for the marriage. He should have stood for the marriage, but he chose not to. So I can't, being who I am as a person, I can't associate myself, even if it is my husband, that's just the title. I can't associate myself with a man who's not being a man. I want a man's man. I want a man that is willing to fight the battles for me. Divine feminines, it is not your job to lead. Do you hear me? It is not your job to lead. We have been put in roles that we shouldn't even entertain even the thought of fulfilling. Good. Source didn't tell you to take the lead. Now you tell me Source told you to take the lead and I know you're lying. Because I'm tapped in, tuned in, and turned all the way on to the God frequency. And the number one thing the Source energy has told me from day one is to cut him off. And I did not listen to Source. He said, cut that man off because he's not being a man. Oh, but I love him, Source. He's my husband. How can I not talk to my husband? Tyann, you're looking at this from the 3D, the third dimension. This man is a God's man. And when he start acting like a God's man, that's when you can communicate with him. I didn't listen. So I started having health issues. That was my karma because I didn't listen to the divine when he told me to block him and cut him off. But he's blocked and he's cut off now only because I got ill. And had I had listened to God from the very beginning, I could have dodged that bullet. Don't let it be you. Don't let what happened to me happen to you. Anytime that a man loves you, that man will pursue you. But you got so many of these quote unquote masculines that are effeminate. Okay, they don't even deserve to be called masculines. They're feminines that are out here that are males that are unsure of themselves. They don't have personal integrity for themselves. How can they have personal integrity for you? They're not even listening to the voice of the creator, the very one that created them. Who are you in connections and in comparison to the grand creator? A man that finds a wife finds a good thing. I never read that a woman that finds a man finds a good thing. You know what people ask me all the time, because they are very shocked that I'm even separated for as long as I have been and that I'm quote unquote single technically. Okay. What are you looking for in a man? And it's funny because even though I have a list of the qualities that I want, I said, you know what? It's not about me looking for anything in a man, but it's about a man finding me. I'm the prize. You see, I wrote out a list. This is what made me block my husband, and this is what made me cut off all communication. And no, it's not permanent because I know my contract. I know my soul contract between me and my twin, but at this moment, it's good for me because I'm standing my ground. And I don't care how long it is. I'm not about to take his shit. I am not about to bow down and kiss his behind because that is not love. That is called being foolish. I'm not a fool. My mother didn't raise a fool. I don't chase a man. I don't beg a man, and neither should you. The women that beg and chase are the ones that are heartbroken. They're the ones that the men play with. They're the ones that the man come back and forth and keep coming and going. And never staying and never committing because you never told him he had to. If your ass leave, stay gone. That's where I'm at now. Bye. Because I know that if you left me, you weren't for me. And if you come back, you better come back right. Because there will be hell to pay the piper. Trust me. It is not going to be easy for Divine Masculine when he comes back. Not that I'm going to put him through any games or anything like that, but he is going to have to earn his keep. He is going to have to earn my trust. He's not going to get that easily. because that's what he got at the very beginning, because I gave him benefit of the doubt and he took my love for granted. You see, it's amazing how when you separate yourself from the one that you love or the one that you think that loves you, how just getting along with you and God can bring so much clarity to you that it'll make you even feel differently about the one that you even confess to God that you loved. Because I no longer feel the way that I used to feel about the husband that I am married to. I have no respect for that man. Do I love him? Of course I love him, but I don't respect him. I even started to resent him, but God has helped me to work on that. I've been doing shadow work. I've been doing, a lot of work with crystal healing to be able to get to where I am. And I even know how to use certain stones to put the power back into my solar plexus that he took from me. He took my light. I don't respect any person who is spiritually weak, whether it's unbeknownst to them or not. It don't matter whether he knew what he was doing. He did it. He took my light. This is my light. And I'm not sharing it with no one else. It's mine. I am the one that built up spiritual immunity to have the light that I had. And because I was in connection with him, he pulled and he took it. No, I'm not going to allow him to get close to me again. It's time for him to shine his own light. In divine feminines, if you really love and you care about your divine masculine, you will no longer allow for him to ride on your coattail and to siphon your energy and to drain you. You should not be feeling drained from someone that's supposed to love you. If that person loves you, that person is supposed to build you up, not tear you down. But you don't hear me though, because you still want what you want. The heart still wants what the heart wants. And it's going to take heartache after heartache and after heartbreak before you finally realize that it wasn't even worth it. Aren't you tired of awakening from your sleep feeling like you got shards of glass in your chest? This is the end of the business day for me. My makeup is not even on my face. And I made this video because I love you and I knew that someone needed to hear this, and I was obedient to source to make this video right now. You see, you are a diamond in the rough. You are going through this period of pressure that is being put on you so you can come out bright and shine bright like the diamond that you are. But if you continue to chase after the other person, you'll still remain a lump of coal. Know your worth. Know your value and put interest on it. A man loves a strong woman, but not too strong, but strong enough to know when to walk away. Never be so dependent. Divine feminines, we are. When we get in love, when we are in love with our twins, oh my God, we be like on that cloud 99. And we don't want to come down from that cloud. And we always want to make sure that we have that feeling and those emotions with our divine masculine. But I'm here to tell you, you're more valuable when you can walk away. I walked away from my man. And I don't feel bad because he wasn't treating me right. He wasn't treating me like his woman. I was the wife, and I was being treated like the mistress. Hell, Even the mistresses knew more than I knew. You see, love yourself. Pour into your own soul. If you don't want to date, you don't have to. I'm telling you, you don't. But I'm a date. Okay, me gonna talk to some men. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have my good conversations. And yes, I'm married. So what? Do you think my husband care? No, he doesn't. My husband doesn't care. And guess what? That's the reason, that's even more so of the reason why I'm doing it. If you don't care, I don't care. If you don't mind, I don't mind. Because at the end of the day, he should have never put me in the position to where I have to even speak to another man intimately anyway. You know what? I was a part of religion. I never cheated on my husbands. I was a good, faithful wife. It got me nowhere. And no, am I condoning anyone that's married to cheat on their husband? But if you're separated, me and the husband have been separated for 2 years. My husband has admitted to me that he's cheated on me, or not cheated, because technically we neither one of us consider it cheating at this point. Okay. He's had sex with other women. He told me one person, but other women. Okay. And I've been intimate myself. So again, I choose to be celibate at this time because my soulmate and I are both married. And I told him, I said, I tell you what, if anything comes out of our relationship, like if we start dating or, if we're intimate, not intimate for our sex, because I already told him that wasn't going down. The intimacy, like dating, kissing, stuff like that, you have to wait a year in order to have sex with me. If we can love each other through a year of not physically having sex, then you earn my keep. Because you guys, when sex is added into the equation, it kind of discombobulates both men and women minds. Sometimes people start to think that they own you. I got that from both of my husbands. I became their property, all of that. But if you can really truly respect one another without adding sex into the dynamics, then you truly do have real love. Me and my husband's life was very sexual, even though we waited on each other. Well, I can't say that he waited for me because I really at this point don't believe he did now. I don't. I don't believe he waited for me, but I waited for him. I waited almost a year for him. He claims he waited almost a year for me. But that's neither here or there. We supposed to have waited for each other before we got married. Ladies, get the ring first. Get the ring first. At least get that before you give your body away. If you don't value you, a man is not going to value you. If you can't put a value on yourself to at least get a ring out of him first, I'm not judging you divine feminines for being with your divine masculine and being intimate with him before marriage. But me and my husband didn't do that. Okay, I got that ring first. I was engaged to him after 3 days of dating him. Okay. If a man doesn't see you as his wife, I, I can't work with it. We got nothing else to talk about. Because if you don't see me as spending the rest of your life with me in holy matrimony, then we wasting each other's time. There's nothing else to talk about because there's too many other men out here that will be willing to give you that ring. They will not waste your time. Trust me, there is somebody that is out here for everybody and they don't belong to nobody. Don't believe the hype ladies thinking that you got to compete with one another in order for you to get and attract and keep your man, because that's the way you lose your man. The way that you get your man is the way that you lose him. And if you get him from a third party situation, chances are the same thing that he did to the other woman, he's going to do to you. And that ain't cute. And even though I'm married, I do not date married men. Married men are out. And I know that might sound like I might sound like a walking contradiction, but I don't have sex with anybody that I date any damn way. So it don't even matter. But the point is, I would not even deal with a married man, because you can't make an honest man, a dishonest man, an honest man. If he's still married, he's lying. He's lying to his wife. He's lying to you. Plain and simple. Don't even entertain that. Come on. And if you want to know the real truth, that's the reason why I'm not with my soulmate. I don't do married men. I don't. If you single, that's a different story. Now, I know that it might sound like a contradiction, but it's not. I let people know that I am married. They have the choice whether or not they want to entertain a relationship with me or not. But I am honest, and I do let people know. I don't hide it. I let them know. I love my husband. I'm married. We're separated. God told me not to divorce him. And that's the truth. If I did not know my divine contracts and my soul contracts, I would not still be married to my twin. Yes, we have free will, but I choose not to disobey God. Okay? You know, I don't want to use free will as a crux to be disobedient when God tells me to do something and I do just the opposite, because I know where that leads to, because I've had plenty of experiences where I've done that. And yeah, it wasn't pretty. So no, thank you. Okay? If I know within me, because I'm spiritual and I'm not religious, that it's okay for me to be who I am. Right now, although I say that I'm dating, I'm not actively dating anyone. I'm not talking to any man at this moment, okay, besides my soulmate, and it's about our fucking kids. That's the only thing I talk to him about 90% of the time, majority of the time. It's nothing really too personal unless he happens to like hear something, or, I might ask him a question, why do men do this? Or, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, he's in his own little world anyway. So again, your value and your worth increases when you stand in your power. When you know what you bring to the table and you're willing to take everything that you came in with you out and say, farewell. All right. Now, I told you there was something that I was going to get to about my twin. Okay, yeah, I already got to that because I told you I know my contracts and this is the reason why I stay. But I will not entertain a joker. I'm waiting for my king to show up. However that looks like, whatever source brings me, I'm content with, because I already know what I'm calling in. I already know my worth. And you need to know your worth too. It's one of those things where when you start to act and think a certain way, you start to attract people on the same vibrational frequency as yourself. And I'm not saying to walk away from your divine masculine in order for him to chase you. That's not, please don't think that. And that certainly is not what I did. I walked away because I was tired. And I know my worth. And I got tired of talking to different men and they were like, oh, you're so beautiful. You know your worth. Why are you with him? He don't deserve you. I got tired of hearing that. And you know what? One day I said, self, they're right. He don't deserve you. So why are you with him? Why are you staying? And that's what it took. That was my defining moment. And going to that bridal shower, oh, yeah, that was my defining moment right there. I'm like, I want this. I want to be married. I'm married, but I want to be in an active marriage where someone chooses me first, where there's intimacy physically, spiritually, emotionally, where we can trust one another, where there's loyalty, because once the trust is gone, you have nothing. Love is not even enough to be the glue to hold it together. You have to be able to trust one another. So I hope that I was able to help someone with this information in this video. I didn't mean to make it so long, but I feel like everything that I shared was very necessary because we as divine feminines have been told the wrong thing. No, we are not meant to lead. It is the man's job. It is the masculine's job to lead. You are the feminine. You are here to help him create. You are here to help him, not to do it for him. I can't teach my masculine how to be a man. His father needs to teach him how to be a man. His father was the one that told him, son, I know that you're grown, but you need to go back home to your wife. And I don't believe that was done. And it's really sad because I always looked at African men as being very strong men. But culturally speaking, I would say that when it comes to Americans, they are very prejudiced against us. But you know what? Prejudice or not, principle is principle universally. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll leave it there. Give me some of your feedback about what you think and how you feel. But be respectful and just know your worth. Do not lower your standards for any man. The moment that a man tells you to do anything less than what you are called to do is the moment you walk away. Know who you are and whose you are and who you belong to, okay? Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's about your personal relationship with God and how you walk with the Creator, more so than how you walk alongside a man. When you walk alongside God, we think that the reason why our divine masculines, and we're so quick to put labels on it, they ghost us, they gaslight us, they do this, they do that. No, honey, that is God protecting his daughter. And I'll leave it at that. All right, you guys. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a love donation if you feel inclined to. You can also purchase a gift from my wish list on Amazon and it will appear on the channel. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. Namaste.